Hello makers. Okay, so you would have seen the printing of the thigh pieces. Yes, this is being printed on two different printers. Partway through printing on the large printer, the CR10S5, the little BL Touch, which is an aftermarket unit, up and died on me. Now I've already repaired this one once, and there is a video on there of me doing that, where a wire broke just up here, and I actually repaired that under a microscope, put it back in, and it worked. But partway through printing of the thigh, I'd removed one part, told it to print the next one. I always do a 25 point bed level before I start the print. I figure waste an extra 5 minutes at the beginning of the print. I'd rather it be a good print and stay stuck to the bed, particularly if they're going to be, 10 or 20 hours. So since that's now out of action, and I know the bed's got warping issues, I've continued printing on the smaller Cocoon Create Touch, and it's actually doing a reasonable job at the moment. Okay, so off camera, mostly because I forgot to turn the camera on, I welded nuts into these pieces. So there are nuts in underneath this massive plastic. I'm not so worried about how this looks because that's on the inside of the leg, and I've put these M5 screws with a countersink on them. They call these machine flatheads. And I've actually done that to both of them, so I don't have to worry about trying to hold a nut on the inside while I'm doing it up. So that can go back on the ankle. This part here is the upper knee joint. Sorry, that part can go back on the knee. Now this fits like so, and then this piece fits on top like so. Now looking at the design, we've got three, it's hard to see in this light, we've got three holes, one here and one here, and this one has provision for a nut to go in just here. There's no way you'll get a screw up through there or a bolt. So what I'm going to do, I've actually checked these will fit. If I put that through there and then I line this up, you can see the screw is protruding through. So I can put a nut onto that and do it up, and then I'll plastic weld it in place so when I undo it, the nut stays put, and it'll be easy to put it in, remove it as required. To make it easier to get that one done up, I'm going to stop the rest of it from moving and put these ones through. I'll also plastic weld those in place. Now the video of the parts printing was done using Lapse on a Raspberry Pi, using a Raspberry Pi camera and the Lapse plugin on Octoprint. If you like the way I've done the beginning of the videos with these prints, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll keep doing it that way. I have actually got another video and I'll link it in the description somewhere up in this area. Not in the description, sorry, I'll put a link in the description and I'll put a link up in the video up here somewhere. So in theory now, that screw's nice and fixed in there, and you can see that spinning out, and I can do it back up quite easily. And I'm going to do the same with the others. So that clips together quite nicely, quite easily. Now when you're putting these nuts in, it's recommended you make sure you do have your bolt in and done up, or most of the way through, so that as you put plastic around it and solidifies, it won't block the thread. It'll actually form more thread around the bolt. Okay. That's right. One of the things I did find when I was trying to assemble this, and I did fix on the other one, is these actually collide in before they get all the way home on these edges here. So before I put that together, I'm going to have to clean that up. Once that's all cleaned up, it'll actually look pretty good. So with this one, what I had to do to make so that this will fit into this one, I've had to actually file and trim a little bit on these corners here so that they will slot into, and a little bit of clean up here as well so they slot in and don't foul. It's only a very minor error, but these things happen. Okay, so this part's a little bit harder to weld up. These parts keep trying to spring apart. Just weird angles and things like that. So what I've had to do is clamp it together, and I'm going to do a few tack welds, and then I can pull the clamps off to finish doing the seam weld. And this is going to be awkward to get at, but almost harder again to video. Okay, so I'm waiting on some threaded rod to turn up. It's on order M10 to go from a holder that fits on the bottom of the Inmoov robot and bolts all the way through right down into the heel of the foot. Once I've got that in stock, I'll continue building and we'll attach the legs to Inmoov, and I'll bring in the trolley I have for it and mount it all on that. That'll reduce the footprint of my robot standing around. So until that video, don't forget to subscribe, click on the like and ring that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.